Hello my fellow Keyblade wielders and welcome back to another video. I am the Kingdom Key, and yeah, before I even get into today's video, I just want to let you all know, yeah, I'm super sick still, so sorry if I sound a bit off. So today's video is going to be a completely unscripted review of Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories and Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories Reverse Rebirth. I also just want to say thank you all so much for the fantastically incredible support, and also thank you to everyone who has hoped me to get better and wished me well, so thank you all so much. Also, we will be streaming today, because I do want to stream today, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix or Final Fantasy 16. If I don't do one today, I'll do the other tomorrow. So I am planning to stream on Saturday as well. Anyways, if I do go off and things don't sound right, it's because I'm sick. Anyway, I hope that you will enjoy today's video. Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories picks up directly at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, where Sora, Donald, and Goofy have just defeated Ansem and have saved the worlds and restored them, or so they had thought. They then go down a road to find King Mickey and Riku, and try to head back to the islands so that they can reunite with their friends, and also Donald and Goofy want to go back to the castle with the king. However, this does not end up being the case. They end up winding up in this strange castle where they immediately get this feeling that their friends are there, and they are approached by this mysterious figure in a black coat, which Sora ended up seeing on the road anyway. And this is something that then in turn gets them all kind of suspicious as they start to notice things. Donald, for example, later on in this very scene, starts to cast some spells on this mysterious figure, and none of them work. Sora also realizes that in turn, while this mysterious figure is letting them know that all of their spells don't work, also their abilities don't work as well, and all of their things that they have learned are not going to work in this castle because of the castle has a strange effect, but it is also affecting their memories. And that's where we get the famous quote, "To lose is to find, and to find is to lose." So that is what happens at the start of this game. Later on, this mysterious figure mentions to Sora that he sampled his memories and makes a card from his memories. It's not a real world, but it is Travis Town, but it isn't real. It is made up of Sora's memories. Sora encounters people like Leon, Yuffie, and Aerith, and starts to talk to them, but yet they have no recollection of who he, Donald, or Goofy are. This then starts to affect Sora, and he doesn't understand the concept quite yet, but being Sora, he just accepts this. As he continues going up the stairs in this castle, Sora begins to lose more memories, and so do Donald and Goofy. They try to convince themselves that they remember things, but ultimately they don't. And this is where some things happen with the organization's plans that they start to plant in Sora as they start to replace his memories of Kairi and Riku and other things on his journey, and replace them with the false memories of their pawn, Naminé. And Naminé starts to cement herself into Sora's memories while he progresses through Castle Oblivion. This is also the part of their plan to use the Keyblade to their advantage. However, things don't really go their way. Sora is also countered with what he believes to be his friend Riku, but it is actually just a replica from Vexen's replica program. Sora ends up having many fights with him throughout this game, and ends up in turn facing him to realize that he is not the real Riku. This is another way that the organization is manipulating Sora outside of using Naminé to implant false memories in Sora's head, and in his heart, I guess, because, you know, Kingdom Hearts say that your memories are in your hearts. I mean, anyway. So, moving on. Moving further into the game, as we progress, Sora, Donald, and Goofy continue their way through Castle Oblivion as they go up the stairs. Sora, Donald, and Goofy have all been affected by the magic of Castle Oblivion, and of course by Naminé, and of course visiting the worlds made up of their memories, or Sora's memories should I say. This has been affecting Sora. He becomes more frustrated and wants to quickly save Naminé, as he now knows that Organization 13 are using her to pull Sora into their plot, and Sora wants to save her from them and their plans. Sora is also then convinced that he needs to remember someone else, a girl that was very special to him. We know this to be Kairi, but he cannot remember her for sure. This ends up upsetting him, and he knows that she's important to him, but he can't figure out who she is. The charm that Naminé used for Sora wasn't really his, or should I say replica's. It was in fact in turn the charm that Sora promised to bring back to Kairi, but he cannot remember who Kairi is. He only recalls Naminé. So Sora, Donald, and Goofy know there's something important, but yet they all can't remember who it is or what it is. So they all get worried and decide to make a promise to one another. And this is a great moment because it shows their true friendship. Like I've said in streams before, in Kingdom Hearts 1 there was a moment where it felt like Sora wasn't, really their friend. And it's not Sora's part of this. Donald and Goofy were just doing their jobs, and they were just going along with the ride with the Keyblade bearer, that being Sora. But at the end, towards the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, where you fight Riku when he's possessed by Ansem, and the Keyblade comes back to Sora, Donald and Goofy, that's when I cement them as truly Sora's friends, and it's great to see them and their friendship and their bond become stronger in the events of this game as well. This is probably one of the saddest games ever, as we see what happens to Naminé, a girl who was manipulated and forced to do these things for Organization 13 and was controlled and used by Marluxia and of course the other involved members. We also have members being taken out by other members, such as Axel when he got rid of Vexen. And in this moment of the game towards the end of Sora's story for Kingdom Hearts 3 Chain of Memories, it's heartwarming to see how Naminé truly just wanted to do the right thing, and she didn't want to do any of this. She was just a poor girl used as a pawn. So she puts Sora's memories back in place, as well as Donald's and Goofy's. It's gonna take some time, so they have to rest in these pods while she watches over them and corrects their memories. It's really nice to see that in this scene that Naminé expresses how she's truly happy that she got to meet Sora, and he's really glad that he got to meet her, and that he's finally happy that he found her and as well saved her from what the organization were planning. And even though the memories were a lie, Sora isn't mad about this, and he's also friends with Naminé, and they all don't blame her, and they all know how it is, and they want to be friends for real, and that's what Sora wants when he wakes up. And it's really nice to see, and they even put a little note in Jiminy's journal saying thank Naminé. It was sad to see this come apart, and it's really sad how this game sort of turned out. And to me, Chain of Memories is one of the saddest games because of how Naminé was manipulated and how upset Sora became losing his memories, but also how upset he became thinking that Naminé was someone who was really his friend but wasn't. It was all a mass manipulation. But still, Sora, being the positive, happy-go-lucky hero that we all know and love, still wants to really be her friend and isn't mad at her at all about it. And this is why I love Sora. He is probably the best character ever made, and that's just my opinion. Might be biased because I'm a big Sora fanboy, but hey. Overall, I used to hate this game's gameplay and dread it, but because of everyone on stream, you all gave me an easier time, so I enjoyed it a lot more this time around playing Sora's story, and I'm glad that we all got to share that experience together. But getting to go through the story again, I found a new appreciation for this game, for its combat, and for its overall story. I always loved its story, but I have a much higher appreciation for it now, and it's not as low on my list of least favorite Kingdom Hearts games. But this game was so satisfying to see the end of it, because it ends on a positive note. Or at least for how it could end, it's really positive. Now we'll be moving on to Riku's side of things with Reverse Rebirth. Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories Reverse Rebirth picks up right at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, where we find Riku waking up in this empty space, sort of a light and in between darkness kind of space, and this picks up right where he and King Mickey close himself off after closing the door to Kingdom Hearts, and so he's sort of in an in-between realm, and you know, Riku is sort of asking these questions like, where's Mickey, and you know, what this person means, what happened after they closed the door. So, you know, well, the door to light, as it is correctly called. So while this is happening, in sort of a reverse order of what's happening with Sora, while Sora progresses up the stairs, he loses his memories. Riku goes down the stairs of Castle Oblivion, not to gain memories back so much, but more to sort of conquer his fears and find a newfound strength and begin his redemption arc, and find out about the truth about everything that's been going on. And Riku sort of takes on this new side of himself where he gradually begins to face everything that he's done, and in turn sort of starts to forgive himself little by little. And even though he's still scared of Ansem taking over him again, he finds this newfound strength where even when being afraid of the dark, he later on embraces the darkness and channels it into his own power and uses it as a strength, and he's not relying on it and letting it overtake him. In fact, he's channeling it. If anything, he's becoming more of one with the power of darkness. It's not using him, he's using it, he's controlling it. And that's kind of a strong thing to, you know, overcome. And this is what Riku does best, you know, he gets thrown into a situation where he just overcomes it in this game. And that's where I started to really love Riku, was towards the end of Kingdom Hearts 1 and in this game, was because Riku wasn't doing all this to be, you know, that edgy emo kid teenager that I see a lot of people label Riku as. It's that he was manipulated by Maleficent and Ansem. But anyway, moving on. As we continue through the game and Riku starts to go down the stairs and beat organization members, he starts to, you know, ignore them. They're all trying to put this ill spute in his head of he doesn't know who he is and that he's afraid of the dark and that he's weak because of it, but Riku tells him that he's not. If anything, he's growing from it. And Riku can stand up to anything at this point now. And that's sort of who Riku is and becomes. But he also becomes a protector of the people around him and isn't afraid to do that, even if he has to use really drastic measures and a lot of force. And that's kind of what I like about Riku. And I also love that this game is, in my eyes at least, where Riku redeems himself and becomes this much braver, bolder character who isn't afraid to face things even when he knows that the tables aren't in his favor. He could, you know, be taken over by Ansem again and could lose himself. He even says to Mickey, like, if anything happens to me with Ansem, you ought to destroy me, but Mickey's not gonna do that. Mickey even offers to be right by his side, and Riku knows that if he doesn't do this alone, he won't ever be able to face it. So he has to take this mission on all by himself. And that's really brave, because it's difficult to face your most inner fears. So for Riku doing this and succeeding and coming out on top, it's great. And seeing both Mickey and Riku leave Castle Oblivion, Riku knows that he can't go home just yet. He needs to fully see this through, that Ansem isn't around anymore, because he knows that something may not be as clear as it seems, and that Ansem could one day return and the darkness could overtake him. But Riku isn't afraid to make the necessary sacrifice and face his darkness and his past once again, even if it means facing Ansem or the darkness itself. But Mickey also tells him that there's always a way for him, and there's a road that he can do. You can always change the road you're on, so to speak. And Mickey even wants to accompany Riku. And this is why Mickey and Riku's friendship is so great to see, and I cannot express how much I love these two characters' friendship and interaction. Honestly, this game is the game that made me enjoy Riku more as a character, and we got to see him grow massively through this game and his experiences. Not only is Riku battling his inner demons with, being overtaken by the power of darkness and being manipulated by both Maleficent and Ansem, he faces them both and comes out on top and realizes that he can conquer his own fears on his own and with friends. Even here in this scene with Diz, when Diz gives him a path to choose from, gives him two choices, and Riku picks the middle road, the road to dawn. He doesn't pick the road to light or dark, he chooses the middle ground. It may not be the choice that's ethically right by everybody else, but it's the choice that works best for Riku, and it is something that, in turn works for him, and he's doing it his way, but ultimately it's still a good path, because it may not be the choice that everyone else would have made. Riku chose his own path, and this is what leads him to his success, I think, because he makes his own choices. It's sort of like someone saying, hey, you can have dark chocolate or milk chocolate, but then someone saying, no, I'm picking white chocolate, It's sort of like someone saying there's only two ways you can do something, but then someone finds a different path to be individually their own. And that's what Riku is. He doesn't like being put in this box of limitations. He will always pick something else. And that's why I like Riku and he stands out so much. Also, I just want to say a little bit about the gameplay aspect of things. When it came to playing as Sora, I really freaking hated this game. I didn't know how to play this game properly for years, so I always had a hard time with it, even though I beat it twice on the Game Boy, once on the PS2 version that I had, and once on the PS3. I really did not enjoy this game whatsoever, but you guys, JoJo's Got Flow, Alex Croft, Isaac, and everyone else who was there, I'm sorry if I'm not remembering names, but you guys gave me the most advice. So shout out to you guys. You guys made Sora's experience for me far more enjoyable than I'd ever played it, so thank you all for that. So for Sora's gameplay side of things, from a 10 out of 10, I'll give it a 6.8 for the gameplay. However, story gets a solid 8.8 out of 10. Riku's gameplay, a big fat 9. And for his story aspect, no offense against Sora, I'm gonna give Riku's side of the story a 9. So there you go. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I'm sorry I sound like death. I'm still really sick. I will try and stream today for you all, and hopefully we'll have a good time. If I'm a bit slow and I don't get to questions, please don't feel upset or get mad. It's just I'm really sick and my brain has been really bad. It took me a whole 2 days to remember this was the video that I wanted to do. Like, I had an idea about it, I went to write it down, and I was like, wait, what was I doing again? So yeah, this is not great with me, but I will get to your questions and things that you talk to me about in the comments when we're live. You're just gonna have to bear with me. Anyway, I hope that you all enjoy the video. I may start streaming a little bit later, maybe about 7:30 p.m. Alright guys, I hope that you all have a great day. As always, I am the Kingdom Key. May your heart be your guiding key. I hope that you all have a great day. Be safe, be good, look after yourselves. Remember that you guys are strong, stand up, proud, stand up tall. Don't let anyone knock you down. Completely just be yourselves, and just do things that affect yourself positively and affect others around you positively as well. Try your best to be as nice as you can, as good as you can each day. I know life is difficult. Also, just remember, if you're struggling, to take time for yourself and talk to people who you care about and people who you know are going to be there for you and that care for you too, because people always do care about you. Just know that there are people who appreciate you and care about you in this world. Anyway, with that all being said, I hope that you all have a great day. Until the next video, I'm the Kingdom Key. I'll see you all then.